Hi again, Jen J here, advanced holistic nutritionist from Healthy Living with Jen J. I'm here to talk to you very briefly. This is going to be a really quick and short video, actually about vitamin B12, okay, and our children's nutrition. So for a lot of people who are currently vegan or transitioning into vegan plant-based, they may not be aware of the fact that vitamin B12 is one that is a little bit more difficult and yet essential for us to receive on a daily basis and to consume. Okay, so when we are eating a standard diet and eating animal-based products, we are generally consuming enough vitamin B12 on a daily basis just from our meat products. However, when we remove those, we tend to actually have a lack of. So vitamin B12 is really essential for red blood cell formation and crucial for brain and nervous system development. That's why this is such an important vitamin to talk about in children's nutrition, okay? Because they are rapidly growing, their brain and their nervous system, and even during pregnancy, rapidly growing, that it's really important that our children are getting their daily requirement of vitamin B12. Now, it was commonly thought that it was only naturally found in animal sources, and unfortunately that's no longer true. It was, vitamin B12 was a natural vitamin found in meat sources and animal-based sources, just because vitamin B12 is actually created by bacteria and microorganisms in soil and feces and various levels of dirt and grass. And so when animals are consuming the bacteria and the microorganisms on the soil and feces, that bacteria is being transverted into a vitamin B12 within the animal's body. Then in a standard diet, you consume that meat and you intake the vitamin B12. However, because animals are no longer really raised in pasture conditions, some are, of course, so pasture-raised animals are more likely to have vitamin B12. However, because most of them are no longer farmed in that manner, or the ground has really been wiped clean of microorganisms that would support vitamin B12 creation, most animal feed is actually now supplemented with vitamin B12 so that the vitamin B12 ends up in the animal meat, which is then consumed. So regardless of whether you're eating, whether you're consuming meat in your diet or whether you are not, with your vegan or vegetarian, essentially vitamin B12 is coming most of the time from a supplemented source. So if you are following a vegan or a plant-based lifestyle, knowing where you're getting that B12 from and that supplementation is really important. So I thought I would just touch really quickly on some of the sources in a vegan diet or a plant-based diet that you can get vitamin B12 from, the types of food that it's actually put into as fortification. So there are basically, let's see, there's a small handful, okay? So nutritional yeast, various brands of nutritional yeast do fortify their product with vitamin B12. Some of them do so with a vegan source. So if you are following a vegan lifestyle, that is something you may want to look into, because some of them do not fortify with a vegan source. Some of them do fortify through an animal-based source. But also some plant-based milks have a small level of vitamin B12 fortification. But more generally, you're going to find it in fortified breads, pastas, tortilla wraps, that sort of thing. A lot of the fortified grains are more likely to have the vitamin B12. So basically, my favorite ways that we consume our B12 here at home on a daily basis is through nutritional yeast. We literally put about a tablespoon of that on everything we eat. It gives it really like a cheesy, nutty flavor, really delicious. If you haven't tried it, I encourage you to, but we put that on our salads and our soups, basically any savory type dish. And then my other go-to source for it is actually my vegan plant-based protein powder, which actually has an adult's serving of vitamin B12 in just 1 scoop of the powder. So that's really important. It just makes it a really easy and convenient way to know that I'm getting enough vitamin B12 on a daily basis while I'm consuming other things. So those are really kind of the best ways to consume B12 on a daily basis. Just make sure you're reading the labels, ensure that there is in fact vitamin B12 fortification in the food that you're buying, and that if it's important to you that it's vegan, ensure that it does have the vegan logo. If you have any questions about vitamin B12 or your children's nutrition, please feel free to leave me a comment below. If you liked this video or you found some of this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video on social media. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you all so much for watching. Bye.